It looks like we have a 3-for-1 special. Buc-ee's has sued 3 companies recently for trademark infringement for their famous Buc-ee's and Beaver logo. For those of you who don't know, I am Dave, a 10-year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from, you see the shirt, patents, copyrights, trademarks, and trade secrets. And yeah, man, for those of you who've been following for any length of time, I've been kind of keeping up with Buc-ee's, especially them lately. They had a quick trigger finger. They've been suing people left and right for trademark infringement. We're going to take a look at this article. I'm going to try to give you guys some tips and advice for kind of staying out of the what is it called, the laser, so to speak, or the beam of Buc-ee's. And I'm not even sure why anybody is trying to, I don't want to say knock off, but use Buc-ee's logo or anything close to it, especially because they know they're trigger happy, and at the end of the day, it's going to cost them more money, more resources, and more time. So again, for those of you who don't know, Buc-ee's recently sued. It was a convenience store that they turned into a lemonade stand once the convenience store closed down after the lawsuit kind of reached a resolution. The convenience store closed down and turned into a lemonade stand. They also, with Super Fuels, which is another gas station that they said they came to an agreement. They didn't share the terms of those agreements. Typically, those terms are confidential, so I'm not sure we ever learn it. But I would imagine that the terms of the agreements is, hey, that superfoods or super fuels, they're not going to be able to expand. And it seems like in this case, Buc-ee's has sued 3 different companies, this time for trademark infringements of apparel. Now, some of these trademarks that Buc-ee's has been filing, I think they were a little shaky at best, but I think these ones, hey, I got to give Buc-ee's a hand clap for the ones that they filed recently, because in my opinion, they are trademark infringement. I would love to know you guys' thoughts as we kind of get through it. As I pull up this article, man, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. Let's kind of go here. This is fresh off the press, June 10th, which was yesterday. See if I can blow this thing up a little bit. Buc-ee sues 3 companies for alleged trademark infringement. Again, I'm not sure why anybody is playing with Buc-ee's at this point. Seems like it's going to be a lost cause, because they are going to sue you guys. And again, part of managing a business is just kind of understanding the lay of the land and who you can kind of toe the line with and who you can't toe the line with. Because again, we all know that what you need to have business is money. And to the extent that you are kind of spending money in lawsuits and spending time dealing with lawsuits, you're probably not making money, or you're losing money or resources to things that could have been avoided, which ultimately affects business. So again, man, big part of managing business is being able to manage these lawsuits in these situations. And I think I would hope that these 3 companies sought an attorney before they did what they did, but to the extent that they didn't, and I'm guessing that they didn't based on what you'll see here in a little bit, let this be a news flash to you guys. Make sure you guys consult an attorney before using marks that are similar to other marks or words or logos, whatever the case may be, because to the extent that it's similar and it's confusingly similar, you may be kind of walking into a lawsuit. So let's go through here. So it seems like Owl and Anchor, Prometheus, Historica, and Born United merchandise have confusingly similar features at the convenience store chain Beaver mascot. So we all know the famous Buc-ee's Beaver mascot with the hat on, as you see here, as well as the Buc-ee's word. And that's essentially what they have. They have 2 trademarks, one on the logo, which here's in circle, and then you have the word mark on Buc-ee's. So Buc-ee's Ltd has filed trademark infringement lawsuits against 3 companies I just read earlier. In each of the lawsuits, Buc-ee's argues that the defendants' merchandise features graphics confusingly similar to convenience store chains' Beaver logo, and the companies are profiting from it. Specifically, Buc-ee's is claiming trademark infringement, unfair competition, trademark counterfeiting, unjust enrichment, and false designation of origin, according to the documents. Buc-ee's is no stranger to trademark infringement cases. In April, a dog park named Bucees closed following a trademark infringement lawsuit with the convenience retailer. The Bucees, okay, so the Bucees, that dog park, they actually turned into a lemonade stand after Buc-ee's got through with them. So again, it was a dog park that was named Bucees. I do think that the name Bucees Buc-ee's, it is similar, and I don't think the actual logo was all that similar, but the word mark, which is also a trademark, was similar to the Buc-ee's trademark. And again, after negotiations, Bucees ultimately not only closed, but I think they turned into a lemonade stand. So that was in April. And then in January, so a couple months before that, Buc-ee's filed a similar lawsuit against the operator of 3 Superfuels convenience stores who alleged had a similar logo to its cartoon beaver. I think that's the one that they end up settling. I'm not sure the terms of the settlement, though. So Buc-ee's is number 118 on CSP's 2024 top 202 rankings of U.S. convenience store chains by store count. This is surprising because I thought that Buc-ee's would be higher on that list, definitely top 100, really top 50. But apparently that's not the case. So Buc-ee's filed his lawsuit against Island Anchor on May 29th, so last month, in the U.S. District Court of Arizona. Island Anchor, based in Santan Valley, Arizona, operates a merchandise store that sells stickers, patches, stencils, and custom printing services for consumers who purchase on his website and Etsy store. Some of the Island Anchor products are featured below. So what do you guys think? You let me know. Do you think that these two, what are these? What are these here? Patches, stickers. I'm not sure what you kind of call these. Do you think this Buck Around and Find Out or this Born to Buck with the associated logo is similar to the Buc-ee's? If so, that's trademark infringement. If not, then it's not trademark infringement. And I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you guys, like I said, I thought Buc-ee's, some of the other ones were a little bit shaky, but I think this is trademark infringement all day. But again, reasonable minds may differ, so let me know if you guys agree with me in the comment section. Let's move on to Born United. Seems like, again, in May, they filed a separate case for a trademark lawsuit against Born United in the district, in essentially South Carolina. Let's see. So it seems like, and I actually covered a portion of the Born United case. It was, I think it's a clothing store that's owned by veterans in South Carolina, and they sell a lot of like Army gear and things like that. Not Army gear, but things that has an Army theme. However, you guys have to let me know. Do you think that this Buc-ee is similar, confusingly similar to this Buc-ee? Again, they added, I guess, what, a gun, some fatigue, some camo. But again, it looks similar. The beaver looks similar. They switched out the clothing. They have the yellow circle in the background. And in my opinion, I think this is also trademark infringement. But let me know if you guys disagree with me. Then the third lawsuit against Prometheus was filed in Florida, particularly Orlando. And this seems like this was a Gothic clothing store. And what do you guys think? I think this is also trademark infringement all day long. It seems like they have some tattoos on. At least they try to juice it up. They put the tattoos on them. Looks like they put the devil horns, the long tongue. I don't know, man. You guys let me know. I think this is true trademark infringement. And I do want to kind of bring it back on myself, because a lot of times in copyright law, which is dealing with 2D works, which is dealing with 3D works, music, books, choreographics, it's this thing called fair use. And depending on, I know a lot of people, which we all do on YouTube, we try to say, hey, if we're commenting on something, that's fair use for a particular reason. And that's not the case in trademark law. Maybe you can use that in copyright law where you can say, hey, this is fair use. However, and I don't even think these are fair use, but to the extent that they try to use that, that's not a defense for confusingly similar. It's, hey, for you and I, if we look at a mark or we look at a logo and we think it's confusingly similar to another logo, that's trademark infringement. You can't try to say, hey, it's fair use that argument as if you were in copyright law. You can't do that in trademark. So again, I do think all three of these marks are confusingly similar. I do think they're trademark infringement. And I have a hunch that these three companies, much like the others that came before them, will at least take these down. I think the Born United, they actually told Buc-ee's that they're going to take it down from the online store, but they did it from the physical location. They had a couple physical locations in South Carolina, and although they took the clothing down from online, they did not take the clothing down from the in-store. So they essentially got caught with their hand in a cookie jar, and Buc-ee slapped them with a lawsuit. So again, I do think all three of these companies will eventually settle. I think all of these will eventually take down and destroy the products that they had using the Buc-ee's trademarks. And again, let this be a lesson. To the extent that you guys want to use someone else's marks that they have built up and have brand awareness, try to make money and make profit, you're going to walk yourself out into a lawsuit every time. So hopefully you guys agree with me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit that subscribe button and be a part of the IP community. And I'm sure this is not the last time we've heard from Bucky. So you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.